Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Drogheda United Pre-season Weekly. This week, I'm delighted to be joined alongside by Drogheda United winger Brandon Bermingham. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate, all good. First of all, how are you keeping yourself? How are you finding the lockdown?
Um, yeah, it's kind of it's obviously not the best, like, but kind of used to it at this stage, like. So hopefully we're out of it now. Come to summer, like, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting off now, I want to speak a bit about last year for yourself. Obviously, it was a very special season for yourself, a breakout season into the into the Drogs first team. How did you find that?
Yeah, last year was great for me personally. Just to just to get in the team at the start, like coming in, I just thought, oh, I get a few cup games here or whatever. But yeah, getting in, starting, scoring goals, and contributing, it was a great season personally.
Yeah, like obviously Drogheda, your local club. What's it like representing Drogheda? It must carry a lot of pride for yourself.
Uh, yeah, it's great individually because like you know Drogheda well. Like I went to school in Drogheda, um, so I know the area quite well. Um, so like when you play the games, it means more in a way. So yeah, it was just great playing for Drogheda as well.
Yeah, obviously you mentioned there you went to school in that in Drogheda, so being around. But before signing for Drogheda, you've obviously played locally with Drogheda as well with Drogheda boys.
Yeah,
What was sort of you grew up obviously in Drogheda and then playing with Drogheda. Drogheda boys like it's obviously a great setup there with local as well. So you've obviously known what it's like playing for Drogheda, but it's quite different playing with Drogheda boys. But how did you find obviously being you're obviously a lot younger than playing with Drogheda boys, but how long were you there with Drogheda boys before sort of making that step up to the League of Ireland?
I was at Drogheda for two spells, Drogheda boys. So I would have been there from when I was 8, I think, to 12, and then I went to Shells for 2 years, and then I went back to Drogheda Boys for another 2 years, and then I went to Kevin's. So all in all, it was probably about 6 years I was at Drogheda Boys.
Yeah, like obviously then you made that step up then to the Bows 19s. You obviously quite a good. I don't know how long you might have played there, but it was a while anyway. So you've obviously had a good time there to make that move. Then obviously across to Drogheda United. How did you find playing with the Bows 19s, and how did you sort of find that step up even from schoolboys to even underage League of Ireland?
Yeah, Bows was a great step for me as well, like because it's playing in different teams and different formations and all as well, and then I got to play in the UEFA Youth League as well, which was probably the highlight of my time at Bows. So yeah, it was a great experience being there as well.
Yeah, you mentioned there playing in the UEFA Youth League with Bows. How did you find that? Obviously, a sort of a different experience for yourself, and obviously there's a lot of younger lads as well within that Bows 19 squad.
Uh, it's probably one of like my highlights in my career so far. Like we played PAOK in from Greece. So we played in Dalymount for the first leg, and then over in their place for the second leg. Um, I think we lost the game 1-0, I think it was. But it was just a great experience, to be honest.
Yeah, before obviously you made that step up then from 19s to senior football. How did even the move to draw to come about? Back at the end of 2019, start of 2020.
I was actually in contact with Wayne from the 19s first, um, and then he organised the meeting with Tim. So I went to the meeting with Tim, and I went from there. Really, Tim said if I performed, obviously I'd be up with the first team and go from there. Really, so it was a no brainer. Really, being offered first team chances. That's all I really wanted. Um, so yeah, that's why I just took the opportunity to play for Drogheda.
Yeah, early doors. Obviously it started out quite might have been a bit difficult for yourself. You started a few games in pre-season and that, but then sort of coming in towards the start of the season, you obviously got that red card against Longford after just coming on, and then obviously lockdown happened for yourself. How did you find the early start of 2020 before the lockdown?
Um, yeah, as far as I can remember, it was I obviously got that red card against Longford, which it was kind of a like, oh, welcome to first team football, like, because that was my first red card in my career.
Mm.
Um, and I was suspended for the next game, I think, which was the game before lockdown happened.
Mm.
So yeah, which made it even worse. But yeah, the step up is huge, like from 19s to first team. Um, that's why, like, you see a lot of players that have finished 19s and they've no opportunity to go to first team because the age gap is so big.
Yeah.
So when you get that chance, you kind of have to just take it. As hard as it sounds, like you kind of just have to grasp it. Yeah.
After the lockdown, it really started for yourself. Then you obviously got a nice run of form. Starting as soon as we came back from lockdown, you were straight in. I think you came on quite early enough in the first half of the Shamrock Rovers B game in Palace Stadium. Obviously, that game will obviously ring a bell to yourself for the cracker you scored. But how did you find sort of coming on then, and you had another opportunity to establish yourself, and so you did.
Yeah, that game I remember well. It was like I started on the bench actually, and then I came on 30 minutes in around then. So then I had to just take my chance, because for more games in the future you have to take your chance to start. So luckily I scored that goal, which was my first goal for the club. So I was delighted with that, and then I got a good bit of form after that, I think, against Bray, and then there was more games after that. So
yeah,
it was just about taking my chance in that game, which luckily I did.
Yeah, the Bray game as well, you mentioned that was straight after the Rovers game, and then you also had the Athlone game as well, which we drew 3-3, and obviously I spoke to yourself after the game, and that was obviously another game for another good game for yourself. You got a goal, and I think you might have gotten an assist, but even in the Bray game before that, you got an assist. So you were finding that sort of run of form that was sort of that was going to keep you in the team then, really.
Yeah, because obviously we were coming back from lockdown, so the season was shortened. So you had to hit form early as well to like cement your place in the team. So that's all I was looking to do really, with goals or assists, and I did that personally, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. To play the amount of games that you did last season, how much of a sort of a benefit has Tim and Kev had on yourself? Because they obviously have such faith in yourself to give you that amount of game time that they did last season.
Yeah, it was great last season. Like, it was just about trust as well, because I'm still young. Like, I'm gonna make mistakes and stuff's gonna happen. Like, but I'm just thankful they stuck with me throughout the season and just gave me my opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Winning the league then, obviously that was it was obviously a very special, occasion for the club. It was a very special moment for the club. Getting up then into the Premier Division, which the club haven't been there for 3 years. How did you find that night down in Cabinteely? Obviously, it's a night that will obviously live long in the memory for everyone involved. And you obviously played a massive role in that even in that game and in that whole season.
Yeah, that's probably the best achievement in my career, I'd say. Because winning a title at any age is an achievement. Like, but to do it in my first season at Drogheda and the first division to get the club promoted was just was brilliant as well. I was disappointed actually. I thought I should have had a goal that game, but I thought the ball was over the line. But I got a bit of stick for that, saying, "How did you miss now?" But I was glad Jimmy just popped up with the goal, and Lukey. So yeah, it was just great that we got it over the line in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. You're well now into obviously 2021 has kicked off for us. We're well into your second pre-season with the club. How are you finding pre-season so far?
It's been great. Like, the new lads that have come in have been fantastic as well. Good additions, and the tempo was great. Obviously, a bit of running at the start, which was hard. Just getting back into things and getting the legs going. But I think now everyone's like sharpening up and just waiting to play games, I think.
Yeah, we kicked off our 2021 season there last Sunday against Wexford. You played the vast majority of the match. How did it feel to get back out onto the pitch and get minutes under your belt?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, we were training on Astro for pre-season, so when you transition from the Astro to the grass, it can be a bit different on the legs. So it's getting used to that back in United Park, and just getting minutes in the tank really. So it felt good, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of younger lads were featured at the weekend there. You had Killian Phillips making his first appearance he made his first start for the club, and you also had Mohamed Boudiaf and also Sam O'Brien making their first team debuts. How have you found the younger lads? Obviously, it's big moments for themselves, and even yourself. You're only young yourself. Do you think you can sort of teach them young lads plenty of different things, and especially there's obviously the experienced lads as well, but how great was it seeing them younger lads getting them opportunities and last Sunday?
Yeah, it's brilliant, because like, I remember me coming in as my first year, and it's a bit it can be a bit much at times. Like, it's very different to the youth setup. But Mo, Sam, and Killian, like they've been up with us for a while, and you can see they're like good, very good players, and they're going to fit in with us. So it's just about getting them up to speed and kicking on, really.
Yeah, it was a great sort of performance by the three of them. They all put in a really good shift on Sunday. So fair play to them, and they obviously earned themselves. Obviously Mohammed and Mo and Sam earned themselves promotions to the first team. So it's great for them as well.
Yeah, and they deserve it. I'd say, like, Killian's been with us he was with us all of last year as well.
Yeah.
So we know what he's about, really. And then Mo and Sam are just new into us this year. I've seen a bit of Mo and Sam because I went to watch some of the 19s games last year, and you could see they're like one of the standout players. So they deserve their first team contracts as well.
Yeah, the new recruits have obviously, as you mentioned, they've settled in really well. And you could see even from the game on Sunday, the likes of Dara Markey and Dan O'Reilly, Denny Corcoran, all the even Colin McCabe, all the players that featured on the weekend, the new recruits settled in. You could see that they settled in really well. What sort of qualities do you think they'll bring to the squad?
Yeah, sure. We seen at the game on Sunday, like, obviously Denny's been around a while at Bows, and he was at Drogheda as well, so he's a goal scorer, and that's what he is. Dara, good tidy player, can get pockets, and he can create chances as well. Collie, keeper, very good shot stopper since I've seen in training. Like, he makes some saves that you're like, whoa, like. And then Dono at the back, very strong, quick, and powerful. So I think they're all really good signings as well. Like, so, and then you obviously have Deegs as well. Deegs is a bit of a different character. So it's something that we needed, I think, though, for just in scenarios that we've never been in before. Someone like Deegs can like lift us in a way. So I think all the new signings are good additions, not just good players, but they're very good additions as well to the squad.
Yeah, you mentioned Deegs there, obviously a well-known, a real leader, you know what I mean? He was Shells last season. He's also had different stints in Scotland and in England with Cambridge, and also, so absolutely he's had a lot of experience. What sort of experience do you think he can bring to your squad, to your our squad and everything like that, you know what I mean? Because he's obviously he's well known around the League of Ireland, and he knows exactly the experience. Everyone knows the experience he has.
Yeah, it'd be massive to us, I think. You have players like Deegs and then Massey as well. Dane Massey, that's coming. Obviously he's won league titles at Dundalk and FAI Cup. So when you bring that winning mentality into the squad, I think it lifts everyone, and it brings a bit of competition as well, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before I let you go, how excited are you to be representing your local club in the Premier Division? Obviously we kick it off on the 19th of March, so plenty of exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I can't wait, Luke. Obviously Waterford at home first, so it's unfortunate the fans aren't there, because it would have been good to see the fans back in the Premier as well. But hopefully we can just get a good start under our belt and take it from there, really. Yeah,
well, we appreciate your time. Obviously, it's busy with training and all, so we really appreciate your time, Brandon, and we wish you the very best for the season.
Thank you, Brandon, for your time. We hope you enjoyed episode 7 of Drogheda United Pre-season Weekly. Check the links in our description to see all of our various social media platforms. Hit the subscribe button and the bell button to be notified of our next video. Thank you very much, and we will see you next week.